Well done at the grocery store. We got the groceries. Gotta bring them home, unload them, show you what we got, and then we're gonna meal prep them tomorrow. I just got back from the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. These are the pickups from the grocery store. I usually buy everything organic. This is the one exception. I got some hemp milk and it's not organic. I got a few tangerines. They're great for blood flow. They have tons of vitamin C and are loaded with antioxidants, just like most fruits. Here are a few nectarines. I have a few plums as well. It's great to get a variety of fruit, so I choose lots of different options. For my protein sources, I have tempeh, tofu, and garbanzo beans. I'll also be cooking some quinoa, but you'll see that later. Can't forget about the vegetables. I got a big bag of carrots. I love spinach. It's my favorite leafy green. You always want to get leafy greens in throughout the day because it's great fiber, tons of nutrients, and it will allow you to thrive. I have 3 bell peppers, orange, yellow, and red. It's very important to eat the rainbow because each color has a different antioxidant. It's important to have a diverse portfolio of antioxidants flowing through your blood. I've got sweet potatoes. They're orange on the inside, also very nutrient dense. Lastly, I have the broccoli. Gotta have some nice greens, cruciferous vegetables, very important aspect of your diet. All of the foods that you saw just now, they cost me $70. It'll feed me for about 4 days. Although there are some things that I bought that I got in bulk, like nuts and seeds, that I have left over from a previous time grocery shopping. But the total of it was $70 for 4 days of food. You can't beat it. You can't beat meal prepping. The time has come. We fired up the oven. We set it at 420 degrees. We're gonna cook some tofu, tempeh, and potatoes. I put 3 things on the tofu: basil, black pepper, and salt. So whether you're cooking meat, tofu, tempeh, seitan, whatever it is, it's all about what you put on it. Because none of that stuff has a lot of flavor on its own. So it's all about the sauce, or the seasoning, or whatever you put on that. On my tempeh, I'm going to be putting some mustard barbecue sauce and some jalapeno pepper sauce. If you take a look at the nutrition facts of both of these sauces, both of them are sugar-free. They have a little bit of salt, but I always prefer to choose sauces that don't have added sugar in them and are used with some natural flavors, like the jalapeno or turmeric and mustard seed. Usually I say toss the sauce, but that's only when I'm in a restaurant. When I'm at home, I like to use sauce because I know what's in it. But when you're in a restaurant, you never know how much sugar, how much oil, and how much salt they're putting in that. And usually they put a lot of it so that it tastes really good and you go back.
I still think it looks like period blood.
Ready to put things in the oven. Tofu, tempeh, and potatoes. And now we wait. Now we're gonna cook some quinoa while that's in the oven. Quinoa is a type of grain. You can find it in your bulk bin at your local grocery store. It comes out a bit like rice, but it's a bit more fibery, but more importantly, it has more protein in it. We're gonna put this in the pan here. For every cup of quinoa, we put 2 cups of water. It's very important so that it doesn't come out too dry or too wet. bit of salt to the quinoa. This is the only seasoning I put in before because it helps it boil, but I'm gonna add curry and chili powder afterwards so that I don't cook the nutrients out of the seasoning. Lastly, we're gonna put the quinoa on high heat, medium to high heat at first, and then we'll turn it down once it starts to boil. All of the vegetables for the meals are washed and they are ready to be cut. A little rotten. We've got all the Tupperwares laid out. We got 12 meals. Once I see the quinoa start steaming, I like to turn the temperature down real quick because it's boiling pretty hard. We don't want to lose the water. 4 of the meals are gonna have quinoa, garbanzo beans, and carrots. Here we have a can of garbanzo beans. We're gonna crack it open and rinse them a little bit to get some of the juices off of them. I've been experimenting with cooking carrots into my quinoa. So my quinoa is almost ready. I'm gonna add raw carrots to the quinoa. So I have that big can of garbanzo beans. I'm gonna evenly distribute it throughout the Tupperwares. Time to steam the broccoli. So I know when the potatoes are ready when I can poke a fork all the way through. That potato's ready. Everything in the oven looks good.
That was a good catch. Woo!
The carrots have been steaming in the quinoa for a little bit. They're not too mushy, but they're not crunchy anymore, just how I like them. Gonna put a cup of that, maybe a little bit more, in each Tupperware. Broccoli's all done. I try not to cook it too much. I like to keep some of the color in it. I don't want to cook out all of the nutrients, but I don't want to be chewing on my broccoli all day. It's time to season the quinoa, garbanzo beans, and carrots. I'm gonna add some black pepper, some curry powder, and chili powder. Each container gets 6 blocks of tofu. It is 3/4 of one big block of tofu that you saw in the package. Here we have the tofu, sweet potato, and broccoli. This is garbanzo beans, quinoa, carrots, seasoned with curry, chili powder, salt, and pepper. This one is mixed greens, bell peppers, and tempeh. I recommend meal prepping for 3 reasons. The first being that it's going to save you money. You're going to be eating a lot healthier because you're going to know what's going into your food. You're not going to have sauces with sugars and oils and way too much sodium. And lastly, it's going to save you a lot of time. If you have these in Tupperwares, it's going to allow you to bring your food on the go. It's going to save you the time of going and ordering in a restaurant. It's going to make things a lot less stressful. And ultimately, you're going to be able to make way more gains if you're meal prepping. There's even benefits to meal prepping if you're not trying to make gains, like saving money and time. So I recommend everyone meal prep or try it. Try making their own food and putting it in their own Tupperwares. Everyone can benefit from it. All right, we did it. We got all the food. It's all ready. It's time to clean up.